לעצמי, איזה אחלה עולם. וכל צבעי הקשת יפים וחדשים, פרוסים אחרי הגשם על פני האנשים. והיום כה יפה וקל לי כל כך לומר שאני אוהב אותך. לי 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 la 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 la. השמיים כחולים, ענן הוא לבן, והבוקר מהיר ובלילה אישן, ואחלום לעצמי, איזה אחלה עולם. וכל צבעי הקשת יפים וחדשים, פרוסים אחרי הגשם על פני האנשים. והיום כה יפה וקל לי כל כך לומר שאני אוהב אותך. לה 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 La 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 Shabbat Shalom. I begin with a prayer of gratitude for all that is holy in my life. The source needs no words, no English or Hebrew, no semantics and no services, but I need them. Through prayer, I can sense my inner strength, my inner purpose, my inner joy, my capacity to love. As I reach upward in prayer, I sense these qualities in my Creator. To love my Creator is to love each other, to work to make our lives better. To love our Creator is to love the world that the Source created and to work to perfect it. To love the Source is to love dreams of peace and joy that illumine all of us and to bring that vision to life. Shabbat Shalom. I am so thrilled that you are joining me. I'm sorry that we were not able to be together in person, but out of an abundance of protectiveness for each and every one of you, anticipating thunderstorms and lightning, we decided to move to virtual once again this week. For those who have a siddur at home with your picnics on your living room floors, please open in the siddur to page 129. For those guests who are just joining us or members of the community that don't have the siddur at home, please follow with the PDF at the bottom of the live stream link. Opening the Sabbath with prayers of opening our hearts. The Sabbath is a time of intimacy, of open-heartedness, of love of our Creator, love of one another. Paragraph 2, page 129, Kol Dodi. Kol Dodi, Kol Dodi, Kol Dodi, Nezeba. Kol Dodi, Kol Dodi, Kol Dodi, Nezeba. מדלג על ההרים, מקפץ על הגבעות, מדלג על ההרים, מקפץ על הגבעות, כל דודי, כל דודי, כל דודי, הנה זה בא. Kol Dodi, Kol Dodi, Kol Dodi, Nezeba. Yai lai 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 yai lai la la lai la la lai la la lai 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 yai lai lai la lai lai la la lai ya la lai la la lai lai. These days are filled with mixed blessings. The incredible gratitude that we all feel as it seems that we are getting a handle on COVID, and then the fear that arises with the Delta variant. As we turn in our Siddur to page 138, 139, paragraphs 1, 2, 5, and 9, I ask that we all hold all of the essential workers, all of those frontline workers who have been serving each and every one of us, our community, and this nation, keeping us safe, helping us to move through these stages of dealing with COVID. Lecha dodi, likrat kala, לפני שבת מקבלה. Lecha dodi, likrat kala, לפני Pnei Shabbat nekabela. Shamor v'zachor v'tzibor echad. Tishmi anu el hamyuchad. Adonai echad. Ushmo echad. L'shem u'tiferet. V'litchila l'chad l'chad dodi. Likrat likrat kala. Pnei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha lecha dodi likrat likrat kala. Pnei Shabbat nekabela. Likrat Shabbat lechu v'nelcha. Ki hi mekor habracha. Merosh mikedem nisucha. Sof ma'aseh v'machsheva. Techila lecha lecha dodi. Likrat likrat kala. Pnei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha lecha dodi. Likrat likrat kala. Pnei Shabbat nekabela. Paragraph 5. Hitoreri. Kiva orech umi uri shir daveri. Kivod Adonai alayich negila lecha lecha dodi. Likrat likrat kala. Pnei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha lecha dodi. Likrat likrat kala. Pnei Shabbat nekabela. Boi v'shalom ateret ba'ala. Gam b'simcha ובתוהלה, תוך אמוני עם סגולה. בואי חלה, לך לך דודי, לקראת חלה. פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי, לקראת חלה. פני שבת נקבלה. Ya la 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 la. 144. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei rabba ve'alma divrach irutei v'yamlich malchutei b'chayechon uvyomechon uvchayedecho beit Yisrael ba'agala uvizman kariv ve'imru Amen. Yehei Shmei Rabba Mevorach Le'olam Ul'almei Olmaya Yitbarach V'yishtabach V'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh V'yithadar V'yit'aleh V'yithalal Shmei Dekudesha B'richu Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechemata da'amiran be'alma v'imru Amen. 145. Teach me, O source, a blessing, a prayer, on the mystery of a withered leaf and ripened fruit so fair, on the freedom to see, to sense, to breathe, to know, to hope, to despair. Teach my lips a blessing, a hymn of praise, as each morning and night you renew your days. Lest my day be today as the one before, Blessed routine set by ways. 146. Ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la. Baruch et Adonai, ya la 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 la, Amevorach. La 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 baruch Adonai Mevorach leolam va'ed. La 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la. Taking a moment this Erev Shabbat, just basking in the beauty of nature, the gifts of the natural world surrounding us as I hear the approaching thunder, as I see the trees behind me. Take a moment. Breathe in this magnificence. Recognize with gratitude the enormity of the gift. And the responsibility that comes with it. Responsibility of stewardship, care, and being in balance. (152). Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kvod Malchuto Leolam Va'ed. Baruch Shem Kvod Malchuto Leolam Va'ed. Yai lai 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 lai. La 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 la. 154. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavcha uv'chol nafshecha uv'chol me'odecha v'hayu advarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavcha hayom al levavecha v'shinantam levanecha v'dibarta baham v'shivtecha b'veitecha uv'lechtecha b'derech uv'shochpecha uv'kumecha uv'kshartam le'ot ahal yadecha v'hayu letotafot b'neinecha וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך. Julius Lester teaches us Judaism is a doing which can only be grasped by the heart. Adonai Elohechem Emet. 159. Sing the song of people joined in understanding and respect. The song of the source's miracles, an earth protected and cherished, a gift for all of our children and the generations to come. The song of a land once ravaged by war, now quiet and content, her soldiers home to leave no more. The song of a world redeemed, the song of peace. 158. Le'olam va'ed. Yai lai lai la lai la 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 lai. Yai lai lai la 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 lai. Lai la lai 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 la la lai. Lai la lai lai ya la 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 lai. ונאמר כי פדה אדוני את יעקב וגאלו מיד חזק ממנו. Baruch atah Adonai Ga'al Yisrael. Page 161 and 160. And understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Lai, 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 lai. Lai, 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 lai. Ashkidenu Adonai Eloheinu. Ashkidenu Shomeinu L'chaim. Ashkidenu Adonai Eloheinu. Ashkiveinu, Shomeinu L'chaim. Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storm. La 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 la. La 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 la. 164. Prayer invites the source's presence to suffuse our spirits, the source's will to prevail in our lives. Prayer may not bring water to parched fields, nor mend a broken bridge, nor rebuild a ruined city. That we need to do. But prayer can water an arid soul, mend a broken heart, rebuild a weakened will. Adonai sifatai tiftach u'viyagi tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips, that my mouth may declare your praise. Ya la 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 la, la 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 la, la 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 la. Allowing the rain and the thunder to be our prayer, reaching for the unwritten prayer in our hearts. Tfilat Amidah belachash, in a whisper, through page 180. Shalom Aleinu Ve'achon Yisrael Ve'himeru Amen Oseh Shalom Bimromav Uyaseh Shalom Aleinu Ve'achon Yisrael Ve'himeru Amen Yosef Shalom Bimroma Uyaseh Shalom Aleinu Ve'achon Yisrael Ve'himeru Amen Oseh Shalom Bimroma Uyaseh Shalom Aleinu Ve'achon Yisrael Ve'himeru Amen. Say their names. Machla, Tirza, Chogla, Milka, and Noah. Numbers 36:10. The naming of these 5 women is how this week's double portion, Matot Mas'eh, and the very final words of the book of Numbers ends. Say their names. Matot Mas'eh describes the tribes, Matot, of Israel and their journeying, Mas'eh, through the wilderness. And this journey concludes with the naming of Zelophehad's 5 daughters. Say their names. In Torah, a text that wastes no words, there is profound significance that these women are named. They are named as central to the inheritance of Bnei Yisrael. Now, in a Torah text that seldom mentions women by name, Zelophehad's 5 daughters are mentioned not once, but twice. 2 weeks ago in Parshat Pinchas, and this week in Parshat Mas'ei Matot. As women in ancient times, it seemed that the law was such that it ran the risk of disenfranchising them from the inheritance of their father after their father's death. And for what reason? Simply because they were women. But these 5 women eloquently and strenuously raise their voices. They bring their claim to Moses and to the elders. The women bring their claim to the public domain. The women bring their claim to the divine one. Today, throughout the United States of America, state legislatures have been writing and enacting laws to restrict voting access. There have been more than 880 bills written restricting voter access that are being written and introduced in 49 states across our country. These laws threaten access for voting, especially and targeted in communities of color. These laws restricting voter access is threatening the very fabric of American democracy. The daughters of Zelophehad in Torah, they insisted on being heard. They refused to be silenced. They refused to be disenfranchised. Today, the For the People Act, which has passed Congress, the House of Representatives, and is now awaiting action in the Senate. This bill would actually serve to block these disenfranchising restrictions on a state level, those that have already been enacted into law and those that the state legislatures are trying to enact into law. The Senate must act now. And we must raise our voices like the daughters of Zelophehad, eloquently and strenuously. You know, in America, we have patterns that sadly we repeat over and over again. These patterns, these trends are that those in power seek to disenfranchise other Americans. And these trends of silencing others, of disenfranchisement, cannot be tolerated. This summer, the remains of 9 children found at the grounds of a former Pennsylvania boarding school are being brought home again to their native lands. And our attention is drawn back to this dark chapter in American history, the systemic and systematic abuse of Indigenous children, the attempt to indoctrinate them in boarding schools, to indoctrinate them into white Christian culture, to silence their tribal culture and ancestry, their authentic voices, parallel to our own journey here in the United States. The news has turned our attention to the more than 900 unmarked grave sites recently found near just 2 Canadian schools. Imagine if those 2 schools have 900 unmarked graves. what the ramifications are for other schools in Canada and boarding schools here in the United States of America. A grim indicator to what we are going to unearth, to the trauma that was sustained by these innocent children. A grim indicator of the trauma that we will unearth here in America. Say their names. The 9 children from the former Pennsylvania boarding school whose remains are being brought home as we speak. Their journey home from an unjust death, from an untimely death, from a horrific, violent death to their ancestral lands. How easy it is for us historically to discount, to disenfranchise, to erase the fact of another, their inherent rights, their inherent beauty, their inherent sacredness. Each and every one of those children created in the image of the divine. Today's portion is a wake-up call like none other. Say their names. 2 times in the Torah, the list of the 5 daughters of Zelophehad are named 2 times. But listen closely and you will notice that there is a difference in the 2 times. It has to do with the ordering of the sisters' names. In today's portion, at the end of the book of Bamidbar, at the end of Bnei Yisrael's journey in the wilderness, as that journey comes to a close, we hear their names like this: Machla, Tirza, Chogla, Milka, and Noah. But 2 weeks ago, we heard this: Machla, Noah, Chogla, Milka, and Tirza. What is the meaning of the change in the ordering of the sisters? We turn to oral tradition. Yalkut Shimoni describes that the women are listed in today's portion according to their birth order, their inheritance. But 2 weeks ago in Numbers 27:1, they were listed according to their merit. Yalkut Shimoni describes that each and every one of the daughters' voices were heard individually and loudly. Each voice mattered. Each vote mattered. Every indigenous child matters. And in Yalkut Shimoni, we hear that each of them needed to be accounted for. For each of them, according to Talmud Baba Batra 119 Bet, displayed unique strengths, unique wisdoms, individual abilities, and inherent righteousness of each and every individual. Say their names. Our portion this Shabbat calls us to protect the legacy of all those who others try to disenfranchise, to protect those who others have tried to erase. As we care for one another, so we are strengthened. It is our tradition when concluding any book of the Torah, each of the 5 books, to break out in song with these 3 words: Chazak, Chazak, v'nitchazek, v'nitchazek, Chazak, Chazak, v'nitchazek, v'nitchazek. Be strong, and you'll be strengthened, and you'll be strengthened. Be strong, and you'll be strengthened, and you'll be strengthened. Page 371. we turn our attention to members of our community who are struggling with the challenges of illness. We ask for healing for all of those loved ones. And as I read the names from our community, please feel free to send forth the names of your own loved ones, friends, and family members who are in need of healing. Claude Schloiter, Yisrael Aga, David Anderson, Amanda Batista, Susan Bosch, Susan Becker, Jenny Bryan, Tom Burrows, Audrey Cohn, Barbara Cohn, Robert Cook, Adele Corbin, Tyler Corbin, Louis Costello, Bahab Davis, Yehuda Ben Leah V'chaim, John Guerrier, Joy Gross, Ron Hall, Anna Hernandez, Darren Jacobs, Judy Jacobs, Seth Kerr, Susan Klamberg, Andrea Klein, Mary Jane Klein, Luke Klein, Lana Ogram, Leah Levine, Olaya, Paula Markovitz, Reverend Michelle Meach, Joe Michaels, Moshe Yosef, Howard Pellet, Stephanie Payusko, Carla Friedman, Ellie Edelwitz, Tony Rosenstein, Robin Stone, Ellen Bogoloff, George Wells, Celeste Jaron, Aaron Jacob, and Zachary Whittam, Ben Wilder, Phyllis Wolfield, Gretchen Zimmerman, continued healing for Todd Belly, Tommy Anderson, Bonnie Mantra, Jen Bennett, Joe Callie, Michael Corbin, Steve Fine, Cheryl Fitzsimmons, Barbara Gallagher, Francine Glasser, Mark Greenberg, Marsha Hamburg, Valerie Henderson, George Jones, Sandy Joseph, Anita Cantor, Heather Kiteja, Levy Corley, Charlie Littman, Nomi Laurie, David Mallon, Joan Moore, Ann Murkoff, Catherine Nicholson, Nevaeh Nuzzi, Orly Batzvia Vachaya, Steve Perlmutter, Antoinette Phelan, William Rich Schuster, Dave Rosenthal, Evie Rosenthal, Kyle Rothgeb, Barbara Salberg, Henry Sanderson, Shirley Snyder, Deborah Sears, Phil Searle, Sloan Shortley, Michelle Simon, Charles Slutsky, Lane Trott, Mark Trott, Sandy Weiner, Karen Wilder, Luca Williams, Livingston House staff and residents, page 371. Abraham, Yitzchak, Yaakov, Yishev Imotenu, Sarah, Rivka, Leah, Rachel. May the one who blessed our mother, may the one who blessed our father, hear our prayer, hear our prayer, hear our prayer, hear our prayer, and bless us as well. Bless us with the power of your healing. Bless us with the power of your hope. May our hearts be filled with understanding and be strengthened by the power of your love. Bless us with the vision of tomorrow. Help us to reach out to those in pain. May the warmth of friendship ease our sorrow. Give us courage, give us faith, show us the way. Misheberach Avotenu, Misheberach Imatenu. Hear our prayers, hear our prayers, hear our prayers, hear our prayers, and bless us as well. So I have frequently shared with you what the hardest part of my job is, I'd like to say announcements, which I'm about to deliver now, but that's not really true. What is the hardest part of my job is to change outdoor services when I have been so waiting to see you in person, and to turn it to a virtual picnic in your living room. But as you can hear and see in the background, it is pouring and thundering and lightning. So this time, I think that together with the staff at CEHB, we made the right call. Next week, ongoing classes will continue as usual. My Tuesday morning meditation and Torah study, Wednesday trope class, and conversational Hebrew. Backed by popular demand, a new time and a new schedule, coffee / chai with me, chai with the rabbi, will be coffee with the rabbi, the first and third Thursdays of the month from 8:45 a.m. to 9:15. Come without an agenda. Come to share, lift up your voice, tell me what's on your heart, make connections with others in the community. If you have always come to Chai with the Rabbi since COVID started, or if you want to try it, come to our new time, the first and the third Thursdays from 8:45 to 9:15. CEHB is thrilled to be welcoming our newest addition to the staff, rabbinic intern, Jack Sherratt, who will be working in our congregation throughout the 5782 calendar year. Jack will be joining us during summer outdoor services on Friday, July 16th and Friday, July 13th, just for an opportunity for you to get to know him at 6 p.m. These are in-person outdoor, weather permitting services. Don't miss this summer opportunity to meet and welcome Jack to our CEHB community. Summer Shabbat services will be throughout July and August, every Friday at 6 p.m. outdoors, weather permitting. And if this happens again, then we will just turn it into a virtual shared picnic under some kind of awning or covering. Tisha B'Av for today and tomorrow. Next Saturday, July 17th at 7 p.m. Join Alex and myself via live stream. I don't know why I just said that. Alex is not going to be there. I'm reading the announcements instead of telling you. Join me and members of the Committee on Spiritual Practice as we guide you through a contemplative experience, acknowledging brokenness with poetic verses of Lamentations, beautiful renditions of Lamentations by Leonard Bernstein, a history of Tisha B'Av, and then an opportunity to focus with me on what Tisha B'Av means for us today and what it can mean for us in the future. If you've never celebrated Tisha B'Av, or if you have been a regular for Tisha B'Av, this is an opportunity you do not want to miss. Next Saturday night, July 17th at 7 p.m., a week from this Saturday. As I'm sure you're aware, Sisterhood's annual Rosh Hashanah sale is ongoing. Please be part of this wonderful, wonderful opportunity to connect with other members of the community or of your own family and friends. And as you bring sweetness to your own friends and family, so you sustain our congregation. Let's get 100% of the congregation participating in the honey sale. Contact Bonnie Lober or the main office, or go to the website to fill out your order form. Registration is open for our Zimit Jewish Adventure Program for the 2021-2022 year. It's so exciting that the skies are opening and there's thunder and lightning announcing that our school is back. Our Jewish Adventure Learning is back with our new director, Jonathan Billig. Please contact him directly at zimitdirector@gmail.com. Check your inbox for news and updates from the Zimit School Director, or contact the office so that we can put you in touch with registering for the program. We need everyone to register now so that we can be ready to open the school year in full presence. Can you help to feed our neighbors in the Hudson Valley and the Kingston community? We at CEHV are part of a community food access and food security initiative, and we are looking for all members of the congregation to be part of this initiative. Make a donation once a week or once a month to the Blue Fridge located at Clinton Avenue at the United Methodist Church in Kingston. I'm doing this every week, and I have to tell you, it is one of the highlights of my week. Please look at the website or the email for details, for the address, for hours of operation and drop-off. We would like 100% of Congregation Emmanuel to tithe and to be part of this wonderful mitzvah. For these announcements and for all other information regarding our community, please check our website. Be in touch with me, be in touch with the office. We look forward as we plan for being back together next week outdoors and in September in our synagogue for the high holidays, for Friday night and Saturday morning services. Page 648, open for me not the skies for rain, but your gates of righteousness. Ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, la 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 la. Turning together with me to the Kiddush on page 122. Vayehi erev vayehi boker yom hashishi. Vayechulu hashamayim v'haaretz v'chol tzva'am. Vayechol Elohim bayom hashvi'i melachto asher atzaha. Vayishpot bayom hashvi'i mikol melachto asher atzaha. Vayivarech Elohim et yom hashvi'i. Vayikadesh oto. Kibo Shabbat mikol melachto. Asher bara Elohim la'atzot sabri. Baruch ata Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam. Borei pari hagafen amen. Baruch ata Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam. Asher kitchanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu. V'shabbat kohodsho ve'ahavat ratzon himtzilanu.
Zikaron Ma'ase Bereishit. Hu Yom Tefila Lemikra Ekodesh. Zecher Yitziat Mitzrayim. Kivanu v'charta, ve'otanu kidashta, im kol ha'amim, v'shabbat kodshecha, ve'ahava uvratzon, imchaltanu. Baruch ata Adonai, mekadesh ha-shabbat. Amen. L'chaim. And then as I asked my Shabbat guests to let Moose outside so that Moose can say the bracha with us, for all of the children who are watching, Moose, come here. Come here, Bobby. Moose, no candles. Amotzi lechem min haaretz. We give thanks to the source for bread and for all of our wonderful families. Our voices rise in song together as our joyful prayer is said. Baruch ata Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Amen. Shabbat Shalom, my wonderful, wonderful Chaverim. I can't wait to see you next week. Please come meet our rabbinic intern, Jack. Please come to Tisha B'Av next Saturday night. And don't forget that I will be volunteering on the 18th, Sunday morning, while I'm observing Tisha B'Av with the religious school cleanup. Please come and help on Sunday, July 18th, so we can get the religious school, the Zimit Jewish Adventure ready for our young people. Shabbat Shalom.